Hello, scholars. Welcome to lesson 10 in our study of Westward Expansion. It is today our last lesson in the study. Our next meeting, our video, will be a review game slideshow to prepare for the test over Westward Expansion. So, our last lesson today. Before we get into that last lesson, let's do a quick review. You may want your marker board and marker or a piece of paper, scratch paper, blank paper, so you could jot these down, check out how well prepared you are. First, can you name the first four presidents of the United States in order? If you need more time, press pause. Otherwise, question number 2. What was built connecting many cities that were east and west of each other, since most rivers ran north and south? Number 3, the United States paid blank for the Louisiana Territory. Do you remember how much they paid to get that territory? And number 4, from what country did the U.S. buy the Louisiana Territory? Hmm. If you need more time, please take a moment to check that. Otherwise, ready for the answers? Number 1, the order of the presidents: Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison. Number 2, it was canals that were built to connect cities that were east and west of each other, allowing for waterway travel connecting the two. 3, the United States paid $15 million for the Louisiana Territory. And question number 4, from what country did they buy the Louisiana Territory? From France. All right, scholars, we are ready for our lesson. So today we will learn about an event that brings many, many people to the west coast of the United States. You'll remember in our last lesson, the United States fulfilled what it believed was its manifest destiny to own all the land from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. So we're going to close out today with a lesson on an event that brings many people to that west coast, right, along the Pacific Ocean. Here we go. That event, gold, found in California. Here are the details. I need you to start by imagining yourself as James Marshall, the man in this photo. Now, you're James Marshall. You have been hired by a man named John Sutter. He has hired you to build a sawmill on his land near Sacramento in California. So you are building a sawmill. You get your crew started on the job and you leave them so that they can work on the job. You come back to check on how the work is coming along in January of 1848. The sawmill, of course, is located next to a stream because the stream is how logs are transported to and from the sawmill. You are standing next to the shallow stream that's right there near the sawmill when you look down and you notice something shiny in the bottom of the stream. That's odd, you think. I never noticed that before. That something shiny is gold. What would you do? Hmm. Think about that for a moment. Now remember, it's not your land, but you are the one who found it. What would you do? Here's what happened. See if this matches what you said you would do. James Marshall did tell John Sutter about his discovery, which seems like the prudent thing to do since it is John Sutter's land. The two men decide they need to keep this discovery a secret. If they don't, others will come to get the gold. No one knows if one of them told or if people just guessed, but it didn't take long for word to spread that gold had been found at Sutter's Mill. People in California headed to Sutter's Mill hoping to make a fortune. Within months, word had reached the entire United States and even Europe that gold had been found in California. Oh, people began hurrying to California to get some gold. The lure of getting gold was so great, people flocked there. Many people, droves of people heading there. Just in the year 1849 alone, 80,000 people journeyed there to strike it rich. Because the year was 1849, they were called 49ers. Little football connection for some of you fans, right? San Francisco's right here. Here's where that gold mining area was, right? The darker orange, kind of the mother lode, meaning more of it found right there. But you can see the whole region. San Francisco nearby. San Francisco's football team, the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget that famous math fact, they're 7 feet tall and they're 7 feet wide. They're the San Francisco 49ers. 7 times 7 equals 49. Don't ever forget that fact. So, James Marshall and John Sutter each got a little bit of gold for themselves, but not much. Neither of them died a wealthy man. But as I mentioned, the lure of getting that gold was so great that people flocked there. And in 1849 alone, just that year alone, 80,000 people journeyed there to strike it rich. And again, as I mentioned, they were called the 49ers. So here are the three ways that people got to California. Right? People living in the United States, right? Crossed land to get there, traveling, taking quite a time to get there. Some people along the coast traveled around through Panama to the Pacific Ocean to California. And some even crossed by going around South America to get to California. Think of how badly you want that gold if you're traveling around South America to get there. Wow. And as we had learned, the United States had fulfilled its manifest destiny to own all the land from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. The United States, when it broke away from Great Britain, It purchased the Louisiana Territory. Texas broke away from Mexico, spent 9 years as its own country, and then joined the United States. We heard about the Oregon Territory, right, and how Britain and the United States actually compromised and split that land. We heard about President Polk, right, declaring war on Mexico in his quest to get California and New Mexico, the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. Manifest destiny. Now you might be thinking, what about Alaska and Hawaii? If you check right there, scholars, 1867, 1898, right? You'll hear about Alaska and Hawaii in the study of fourth grade history. So they are not yet where we're stopping a part of the United States. So today we learned about an event that brought many, many people to the west coast of the United States of America. What was that event? The discovery of gold. And just a fun story to kind of close out our study of westward expansion. Gold being discovered in California, bringing thousands of people, right? 80,000 just in 1 year alone, to the west coast of what is now the United States of America. All right, your assignment is to open the attached Google form, answer those 5 questions about today's lesson. Remember, you can look back at the lesson, check out the maps, the pictures, listen to information again if you need to. Click submit at the bottom of the Google form. Once you've answered the 5 questions, send those answers to your teacher. Thanks for joining me, and remember, our next lesson will be a review to help you be prepared for our Westward Expansion test. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to reviewing with you soon.